This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Pervy Santas.
Killer burritos.
We call shotgun.
All that and more.
Cody, blow up Mike Tyson.
Die, you fucking whore!
Well, he's in pieces everywhere.
Rest in pieces, Mike.
Rest in pieces. He bit off more than he could chew this time.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's a low blow.
Yes, it is. Welcome to welcome to episode 86.
Low blow with a shotgun?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
Dude, 86 episodes. God damn, 86 episodes.
How do we last this long?
I don't know.
Watching a lot of these shitty films and, not losing our minds.
I don't know. These weren't shitty films, though.
These weren't, no. I'm just saying, most of the stuff we watch is pretty questionable.
True, at best.
Yeah.
Cult Cinema Showdown 30, everybody. This is the 30th installment of this series, and boy, oh boy, it just keeps getting better and better.
We got some grinding to do.
Yeah, that usually a lot of the stuff we watch is either so bad it's good, or it's just terrible, or there's situations like today where we watch movies such as these two, and they're both pretty fucking good. We like them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's moments like these that I appreciate the most. Today we have Hobo with a shotgun going one-on-one with Machete. Or Machete, or Machete, or...
It's Machete.
Yeah, however you want to fucking say it. Both of these were born out of trailers, fake trailers for movies, and air quotes, I'm saying movies. Fake trailers for these two films in the Grindhouse... well, I say it's a duology. It's like... It was basically... for those of you that haven't seen it, where the fuck have you been? Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez did a double feature film called Grindhouse with Death Proof and Planet Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Now, between these two movies, if you saw it theatrically or if you see the Grindhouse cut, you see in between they show all these fake trailers for these movies. And holy shit, when I saw these, I was like, I want any of these. I literally want any of these movies. Well, fuck, we got two of them.
At least two, yeah.
And, boy, they're different, but they pack almost the same kind of punch. Hobo with a Shotgun is this black comedy exploitation action film. It came out in 2011. It's a Canadian-produced film. Like its director Jason Eisner. I don't know if you know who Jason Eisner is by any chance.
No.
Okay, well, he did this short film that was like a Christmas slasher called Trevenge. Pretty fucking great, dude.
I already love the title.
Did you ever see VHS 2?
Yes.
Okay, the alien slumber party sequence. He directed that.
Got you.
Like, that was his little contribution to it. And, of course, everybody knows who Robert Rodriguez is. He's done the El Mariachi trilogy, Sin City, a bunch of shit, dude. Love the dude.
It's a Canadian film, so it's basically from the same people that made, not the same exact people, but same country that made Surviving Edge weapons.
Yes and no.
Kind of.
I mean, Milwaukee's close enough, damn it. So,
like
yeah.
Walk, skip, jump, whatever you want to Canada.
Exactly. So I guess if you want, we can start out with Hobo with a Shotgun, if you want to. Holy God, hell. Like, I just...
So we basically just get right into the thick of shit with this one. I mean, even with the scene where, Rutger Hauer's character is basically on the train to the next city because, he's a hobo.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they don't make any bones about it. They just throw you right in.
Yeah, it's just like, yep, here he is. And then, bam, some hellacious, breakout is going on in the streets of this city that they're going to. and we get introduced to some of the villains. Well, pretty much all three of the villains, the main ones at least. They are taking this guy down the street for whatever reason we don't know, but they're literally putting on a scene for the townsfolk to look at.
Yeah, because the dude named Drake, which we talked about this before. If anybody has listened to our bonus episode with Jean-Claude Van Damme, that fucking stupid ass movie Pound of Flesh that we put out a while back, it's yet another villain named Drake.
Yeah, like they could get any more original with that.
The Drake, or Drake, or whatever. I'm disappointed that there was not a Josh, like a partner named Josh in this movie.
This definitely didn't make our hotlines bling.
Not at all. Yeah. But dude, what's hilarious is the guy that they chase down, and they put him in this weird fucking like manhole cover contraption where it's around his neck, and they tie his hands and shit together. They finally catch him and they kick him down into this fucking sewer hole, and he just drops and lands, and just so his head's sticking out. The guy that this is happening to is actually Rob Wells, who a lot of people out there might know as Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. So it was really fucking funny to see this guy in this role. And let's just jump into this part. Like you said,
we'll go in head first.
Yeah, literally. Like, so you said, he's like, Drake is making a scene in front of all these people, basically like, oh, I run this fucking town, and this is what's going to happen if you don't, follow my lead, whatever the fuck.
Which wasn't that guy, not Drake, but the one in the manhole cover. Wasn't he the uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two sons of Drake, I can't remember their names.
Ivan and Slick.
Yeah. I don't know why I forgot Slick, because he's a fucking dick.
Slick dick.
Slick dick. Not just a dick, just slick. No. He was basically just teasing around, saying like, oh yeah, you're my uncle, but I still fucking want to kill you anyway. So, like I said, they make a scene and they drop him into the manhole. Well, they get this rope or something tied into the vehicle that they drove in on, wrapped it around the guy's neck that was, head high up in the ground. And after Drake made his whole fucking speech, they just rev the engine and take off with his fucking head rolling down the street. I mean, what made it even better, and I'm saying this very loosely, was there was this chick all in white, bikini, fur, everything, just doing this fucking rave blood trance dance all over this guy's spouting geyser of a neck blood out of the sewer hole. And she's just like, fucking Blade, all up in this shit. I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
It was so fucking funny though, dude, because it's like you don't expect it, and then that scene happens, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening here?
Because this is the first time I've seen this film in particular. I've seen Machete a long time ago, and I saw that my face just contorted to like a confused, I don't know what the fuck is going on face.
It's so fucking crazy though. Like, you don't expect, like, okay, you expect, like, oh shit, the dude just lost his fucking head, okay? So there's blood everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. A geyser, like you said. And then just out of nowhere, they may as well have cued the fucking porn music right here.
I was thinking more of the techno music, like they did in Blade when it had that freaking, blood rain dropping down in the very beginning of the movie. That's not, yeah, just her just dancing to this shit while there's blood everywhere, and I was expecting Blade, the Daywalker, to come in and just, cap her in the fucking head or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good shit there.
But we go from that to this heartwarming scene.
Oh God! And this is where the genius of this movie is, everybody.
So we go from, like I said, this bloodbath horror, just crazy fucking train ride, just maniacal music playing, and all of a sudden it's just Rutger Hauer's character with a fucking sign, and he's trying to write the signs out, and it's just this wholesome fucking music in the background, like just do 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 do.
Yeah, and like right before it, he had walked up to a pawn shop window, because the subplot of the movie, without waiting to reveal it, because obviously the subplot of the movie is that the hobo, because that's all they call him, is Hobo. He doesn't have an actual fucking name, so we're just gonna call him Hobo.
Yeah, we'll just call him Hobo.
So the hobo fucking goes to this window at a pawn shop, and his dream is to be able to like get enough money to purchase a lawnmower that's there for like $50, $49, $50, so he can start his own lawn service and make something of himself. And it's like, it's fucking, it's weird to say this because of the context of this entire film, but it's fucking wholesome, and I don't think that could have been pulled off had it not been Rutger Hauer.
Right.
He was pretty fucking convincing, where he's like, this is my dream. This is what I want. But I love the shit he wrote on the signs, where he was just like, I am tired. Like, need money for lawnmower.
Need money for lawnmower. Yeah. But then he grabs the sign, he sits out front, and everybody's, just throwing money in his face and shit, just how most homeless people deal with it. And he goes down this alleyway, and there's this guy with a camcorder just egging on this dude to like beat this guy up for no fucking reason. And he turns to the hobo and he's like, "Hey, homeless man, you want in on this? I'll give you $10 to beat this guy's ass." And he just kind of like gives him this fucking weird look like, "No, I'm good." And just continues to walk away.
Yeah, I mean, that was just really, because I'm looking at these, because we took notes for all this shit, because there's a lot of shit that happens in this movie, dude. And, like, that's just one of the fucking things. One of the things that really, like, fucked me up watching this, like, because I remember when I first watched, I think me and you may have had this discussion. I mean, I've had this discussion with Devin before, but it's like, god damn, like, you watch these movies, like, when they first come out. When I first watched this, it was like, shit. Like, the violence in movies has just, like, escalated, year by year. So the sequence, like, right after the lawnmower thing, basically, like, all the streets are crime ridden. He sees, like, so many, like, rapings and murders and fucking everything you can think of.
Yeah.
So they go into this fucking headquarters that Drake is operating out of, and it's like this really weird, like, arcade that's all lit up with, like, red, yellow, purple, and blue, like,
very
hues.
heavy neon hue. Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, it's weird. There's like this bumper car thing where these people are getting fucking hit with bumper cars, run over with them, and then like this dude gets his fucking foot smashed in by a hammer, and
yeah, on one of those low carny games where you hit the freaking bell.
Yeah, they got a dude tied there, and his foot is like the fucking lever that you hit with the hammer, and it's disgusting because like his foot just explodes.
Yeah, and they actually show every gruesome detail of it, like the bone popping and it goes a different direction. Yeah, he was defeated.
Exactly, he got toe up. So
something's afoot here.
Yeah, exactly. The strange things are afoot. The Circle K. So anyway, Slick is trying to fuck this chick, right? And she's like, "Oh, I got a lot of money with your name written all over it." And I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, that's plenty of fucking money, like, to get tokens for all these arcade games. So, I mean, whatever. He's got the right idea. But no, dude, first thing I thought of whenever we were talking about it during that scene was the Namcock. Like, instead of Namco.
No, because when he told that girl, like, "Yeah, I got plenty of money with your name on," it's like, "What, do you have tokens?"
Yeah.
Namho?
Namho and Namcock, all of it. Yeah.
Just insert it in her ass. There you go.
Just the coin slot. There you go.
She's Mrs. Fat Man.
Fat man, fuck cunt. I mean, all of it, really.
She's just eating white shit.
She's like, for 25 cents, I'm going to swallow all these fucking balls till I die. And yours too. So,
all the fruits are flavored condoms.
It's all fruit. Yeah, fruit flavored. Oh, shit. Anyway, yeah, so he tries to kidnap her. And the hobo just happens to be kind of like coming down this hallway. And they showed it briefly before he like snuck in and shit. Well, he tries to stop it. He hits the dude. He hits Slick with a sock full of fucking change. Like, it just breaks open. He's like, poof. And I was thinking, bro, pick that shit up so you can go play fucking like Narc or something, man.
Play asteroids and shit. Centipede.
Right? Or Hobo with a shotgun. I mean, who knows? Which is weird because there was a video game based around this.
Was it The Plague or Plague?
Yeah, it was called Plague, which we'll get to later. Which, for some reason, like, at first I was like, oh, why are they showing this shit? When I first saw this movie years ago, I was like, oh, why are they showing? Oh, I get why. But anyway, yeah, exactly. So he brings this guy to the police. He brings Slick to the police. And he's like, hey, I want to report a fucking, like, a crime or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's in the fucking interrogation room with this cop. And the cop is just fucking sitting there, like, kind of feeding into the whole story and all this other shit. And then you find out slowly that it's revealed, Drake has damn near every cop in this town in his back pocket.
So, yeah, there was a scene that we forgot, too. During that whole, ass-kicking that he gave Slick, whenever he was sitting there, it's like, I'm going to carve a welfare check into your chest. Remember that one? Or into your skin? Because he was being a snot nose to the hobo.
Yeah, I think this is what we were getting at. Like, because they break into the interrogation room and start beating the shit out of him.
Okay, so it must have been in that part then.
Yeah, because they beat the fuck out of him. Because what happens is he lets Slick into the room. The cop lets Slick into the room, and they assault the fuck out of the hobo.
Yeah, and then they start carving into his chest, the hobo's chest, Slick's actual name.
He put scum.
I thought it was Slick.
He carved scum.
Oh, that's true.
It's shitty though. Like this motherfucker here just.
But yeah, they toss him out back in the trash and pretty much tell him that that's where you belong in a way.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn, like it doesn't get much more, fuck you to somebody than that. It's like I'm gonna throw you in literal fucking garbage. Like, what do you? What a poor bastard.
I know.
It just makes everything else that happens after that like even better once it comes around. But anyway.
But then he meets up with
was it Abby?
Abby, because he was bleeding out of his chest and everything, and she allowed him to stay at her apartment. Well, she was trying to tend to him and everything. She's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And he's trying to explain to her, like, "Look, I just want to fucking mow her."
Yeah,
so dude. So I can, start my business, so I don't have to be, homeless anymore, basically.
Like, imagine if that was your argument for everything. Like, what are you doing here? I just want a mower. Like,
yeah.
I just want a fucking lawnmower, dude.
Well, while he was talking to her, he looked to the side and there was an empty picture frame. And he's like, "You have an empty picture frame." He's like,
should put a lawnmower in that.
No. It's like no family, no friends, no kids. And he's like, "No, I'm pretty much by myself. There's nobody in my life.
Yeah,
worth putting in a frame that lasts anything." But yeah, he mentioned something to her about meeting a bear, like bears in the wild or something like that. Like he relates himself to being a bear, I think, at this point.
Yeah, how pretty much like don't poke the bear. Like he basically is like giving this speech about a metaphor where like once because bears don't really start out aggressive, that once you poke the bear too long, then they become aggressive, then they start to have a taste for blood. And it's really just crazy because like I like the metaphors in this movie, even the speech he gives later on during the hospital sequence. Mm-hmm. But it's basically like a metaphor for his eventual vigilantism.
Right.
So yeah, that's a pretty cool scene though, because you find out, okay, they're going to be friends and like she's good for him and she's treating him like a fucking human being, but he saves her from
Slick.
Yeah, he saves her from Slick and one of these like really shitty cops that's trying to basically like fuck her and not pay her. And
well, after that he wakes up and he decides to just head on his way, and he ends up going by that same pawn shop.
Well, he goes back to the dude with the camera, remember?
Yeah. So
to get more money.
Yeah, all my this is so much like random shit that I'm trying to piece everything together in my mind. But yeah. So he goes back because he definitely needs that money for that lawnmower.
Yeah, and how he does it is oof.
So the guy with the camcorder breaks a piece of glass, a bottle basically, and he's like, "Okay."
Like over his head.
Yeah, and he's like, "Okay, now I want you to eat it. I want you to eat the glass, like chew it down." And you literally just see like POV of the hobo's face of him chewing on it and him bleeding out of his mouth and shit, like just all fucking cringy and nasty and bleh.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, it just to hear it, you know what I mean? Like you hear the crunch of the glass in his mouth when he's chewing it, and it's not good for business. It's just you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time, yeah.
Gonna have a bad time.
But yeah, then after that, he makes enough money to finally get his lawnmower, which is, like you said, $50. Well, he walks into there just looking at it, and then the whole fucking pawn store gets held up. And it's just like what three? It's like 3 or 4 random thugs or something. Like look like they fucking what was that movie?
Toxic Avenger?
Kick-Ass. No.
Oh, Kick-Ass, okay.
Yeah, because with the ski masks and shit. That's what it reminded me of. And, you know, the violence here gets pretty intense because there's one point where one of the thugs is literally holding a baby at gunpoint. It's like, I will fucking shoot it if you don't fucking, listen to what I say. I'm like, holy shit, stop. Like,
Yeah.
This is getting intense.
Yeah, and there was, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because he walks in and he goes and looks at the lawnmower, and it's another one of those sequences where, once again, if it weren't Rutger Hauer, this movie would not have worked.
Right.
Like he's sitting there and he's looking at this lawnmower, and he's all like, "Oh my god, I have enough money to buy this motherfucker now." Mm-hmm. And that's when those fuckers come in, and he just happens to glance up and, hey, what's also the same price? A shotgun. So he grabs a shotgun. And he lays waste to these motherfuckers like so hard. It's holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just goddamn. And I love the one guy, the owner, where he gets done. He's like, "Oh fuck!" Like after everything gets finished up, and because Hobo just slaps the money on the counter. He's like, "Hate guns, take it."
Yeah.
Like he just slaps the fucking money on the counter, and seemingly endless ammunition throughout the rest of this movie, which I'm just going to go ahead and forgive because goddamn.
Yeah, that was a very questionable, choice. Like, okay, how is he getting all these shells?
It reminded me of the scene in Syndicate Smasher when Mel Novak's on the back of that truck with that turret gun, and there's no bullets going into the chamber. It's just fucking endless rounds of bullets from this turret gun.
It's like a fucking black hole of just bullets coming in and out, in and out, in and out.
I wonder if the Hobo is treating this shit like Duke Nukem or Doom or whatever, where he just kind of walks over shit and just bloop, and he just absorbs the fucking ammo. He kills motherfuckers and he just absorbs their ammunition.
He probably sees them as demons too, because they're all fucking evil as shit.
This is true.
So it's pretty much like playing Doom, like the old school Doom.
But yeah, and then he winds up going back to I'm trying to remember. He goes back to the dude with the camera. Remember?
Yeah.
Because he walks right back over. And makes him take the videotape, tear out the tape itself, and just fucking eat it. And then he fucking he shoots the fuck out of it.
Just because.
I mean, why not? Fuck this guy.
I mean, fuck half the town, if not more than that.
Dude, yeah, this town's a piece of shit. Like, not because of the hobos and the homeless people, but because the people that inhabit the town are pieces of shit themselves.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we get this giant montage of him cleaning the streets up, and it's wild, dude. Like he fucking goes and he starts he fucking takes out like a shit ton of criminals. He fucking kills the filmmaker dude. He kills like this pimp. He kills a fucking drug lord. And I think you and I this is the best part of this whole fucking sequence.
So before all of this happened, there was montages of like literally the shit going on in this town, right?
Yeah, like you talking about like the newspapers and like all that shit, or talking about like everything.
No,
that's
all the
wrong.
crime and stuff.
Yeah, it's bad, dude.
So we forgot to mention, and for good reason, there's this guy dressed up as Santa Claus.
That happens in the montage. That's what I was talking about, dude.
He goes around and like whacks off to little kids.
Yeah, with binoculars in the park and shit.
He even got one girl to get in his car with him and took off, and all you see is the girl like beating on the back of the window, like, "No, don't take me." Whatever. Well, he sees that same guy in the same fucking car, and he points the fucking shotgun at his face, like, suck on this, basically.
Oh, I love it. Jerk on this, you child molesting shit licker, and just fucking
blasts his head off, and all you see is the rear window just blasted with fucking blood everywhere.
Oh, it's the most beautiful fucking thing. It's the most beautiful shot in the movie.
Like, well deserved. Because fuck that shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's one of those moments in the movie where it doesn't matter. You just clap because fuck people like that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, fuck people like that. And you kind of live vicariously through this dude.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, I kind of want to do that too. But
I feel what you're feeling, but I can't do what you're doing.
And he's doing it. And you're just like, oh my God. I love that fucking newspaper headlines. One of them was like, Hobo stops begging, demands change. Like,
I think my favorite is parents smile as bodies pile.
yeah, that was a good one too. I love that.
But yeah, obviously this is pissing off Drake and Slick and Ivan. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who's killing everybody?
What the fuck is going on?
And they're like, it must be that fucking hobo. He's coming after us. Like, so, okay. Drake goes on TV, right? After all the newscasters going through, it's like, oh yeah, this vigilante with a shotgun is saving the town. And then they get on to that newscast, like the very last one. And they're like making this statement about how, somebody is ruining this town. And I think I'm skipping ahead a little further, but it's just how it is in my mind. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Because there's a couple scenes I was going to point out about that newscast too.
Yeah.
Because what happened, like before that, he's talking to Slick and Ivan, and randomly has this dude hung upside down in this torture room or whatever, and he fucking there's a baseball with razors in it. He just bats this fucker's stomach clean open and just spills his guts everywhere.
All before they have 4 topless chicks beating on him like a pinata.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just casually.
Yeah, for no fucking reason. And then what makes the news, this is basically what makes the newscast happen, where they go break in and get on camera. Slick and Ivan fucking proceed to blowtorch an entire school bus full of kids to the tune of Disco Inferno.
Yeah, that was
fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, in gruesome detail, burns the fuck out of these children. So the hobo sees it on the news, like you said. He sees it on the news when he's walking by on the streets, the old television stores, how they have all the stacks of TVs and shit.
Yeah.
And basically, like you said, Slick and Ivan attack, and dude, the way they kill one of them, they throw that fucking ice skate through his chest.
Yeah, I don't understand Ivan's obsession with wearing ice skates, but okay, whatever. You're in the middle of a fucking, small ass city, small ass town. Why the fuck you don't have an ice rink anywhere?
Yeah, he's just wearing them around. I think he just kicks the shit out of people with them.
He just walks around in them, yeah. What the fuck?
It's his little secret talent.
Because he's so stupid.
Yeah, he's an ice
He has
hole.
nothing good for him.
He's an ice hole. He's a piece of shit.
Pretty much. He's on the rink of destruction.
Yes, he is. But anyway, they order the public to they're basically saying they're gonna kill more kids if the people in this town don't start turning on and killing the homeless people. And even the cops are in on it too. So, obviously they're in the pocket, so they're all on a manhunt for all the homeless people.
Yeah, and then we get the montage of literally everybody just mauling, shooting, whatever you want to call murder scene of every fucking homeless person in this town. And it's pissing the hobo off because he's sitting at the riverside just with the shotgun, what am I going to do? And it's just sequences of, homeless people just, getting brutally murdered. So what does he do? He takes it upon himself to clean this town up, and he goes straight after them 3 fuckers.
Yeah, and this is where it goes kind of bad. So that dirty cop goes after Abby again. He tried to assault her earlier, tries to assault her again. Well, the hobo shows up, winds up blowing his fucking head off because, he's like, she's a school teacher. Blows his fucking head clean off. And she winds up taking him, putting him in the buggy, throwing the corpse over him, and sneaking him through the mob of people that are coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they get to her apartment, and this is where shit gets real fucked up again. There's this dude on a payphone right across from where this girl lives, where Abby lives. Rats them out.
Yeah. And while that's going on, the two of them are trying to leave town. They don't want to sit here and do this anymore. And he's like, where are we going to go? And she's like, well, anywhere.
Well, first I got to wash his ass off my face.
Well, I got to wash his asshole off my face. But yeah, it gets to the point where she's trying to pack what to bring to the whatever where they're going. She brings the TV and she's like, what about the TV? And he's like, no, we don't need a fucking TV where we're going.
Right.
And she just throws the TV on the
right,
ground.
yeah. I love it. He gets all Doc Brown. Where we're going, we don't need television.
And I was just like, fuck TV. Just throws it on the ground.
Reminds me of Tourette's guy when he's like, fuck salt. And just fucking slams it over.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
Fuck!
But yeah.
I would have given anything to see the actual dude that plays Tourette's guy play the hobo in this movie.
That would be fucking great.
As great as Rutger Hauer is, I would like to see a version of Hobo with a shotgun with Danny from Tourette's Guy TV series on YouTube. Fucking great.
He would go shoot up a General Mills like cereal company
just to get a thing of Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this back. We're gonna like when he's in the grocery store checking out. All that was like $25. All right, well we're gonna put the toilet paper back. I'm gonna put the marshmallows back. I'm gonna put the beer back. No! Just fucking great. Anyway,
Put the Colgate back before the beer.
It makes me feel like a piece of shit. Any fucking way. Yeah. So Ivan and Slick show up, ice skates on their feet and everything,
Ready to skate. Yeah.
and they beat the shit out of everybody. They beat the shit out of Abby. They beat the shit out of the hobo. In fact, like, dude, the fucking the ice skate and the toaster trick does it every time.
Well, I mean, he had his shotgun pretty much like as a staff, trying to block Ivan's foot from, jabbing him in the back like he's been getting, the whole entire time. And they knock it down to where the barrel of the shotgun hits the floor, and he pulls the trigger and knocks the freaking butt into Ivan's face.
Yep.
Knocks him back, and he goes to kick again. Hobo grabs a toaster and just allows his foot to slide the blade into the toaster slot, and he lights it up and just shocks the shit out of him.
I love later after that happens, Ivan is running to get Slick because Slick is busy like slicing into Abby's throat with a fucking a hacksaw.
Mm-hmm.
She lives, barely, but he's like, he made me come. What? And then the hobo actually winds up, I think he knocks Ivan out and chases Slick outside.
Mm-hmm.
Shoots his dick off with like point blank. Shoots his fucking dick off.
No, he doesn't
man.
chase him off. He actually like puts him at gunpoint.
That's what I'm saying. He's
and
like,
he had the duct tape.
oh my god, it was amazing.
And he fucking walks out Slick with the fucking duct tape shotgun to his fucking crotch. And he's trying to get
shit.
Abby to the fucking hospital and
Yep.
shit. And he's begging for his life. He's like, no, don't shoot me in the dick. And he's just like, nope, shot, pow. It's like, oh, fucking hell, dude.
Shoots his dick clean off, dude. Ugh.
Basically shoots him into almost like a payphone. He calls Drake, his dad. He's like, Dad, he shot me in the dick.
Reminds me of a dude of like UHF. Dad.
He shot me in the dick.
Dad. He shot me in the dick.
So,
Does this look like a number 2 pencil? No. Shut up.
But yeah, Drake begs for Slick to stay alive for as long as possible. He's like, nope, it's too late. I've already lost too much blood at this point.
Cue the moon theme from DuckTales.
The Mew.
The moon. Nope, he's not going to heaven. No, fucking dude starts hallucinating as he's dying as a fucking school bus that pops up and takes his ass straight to hell.
The highway to hell.
With all the children on the school bus.
Yep, that was great. Perfect.
So, Hobo gets Abby to the hospital. And he's like, this was a funny fucking scene because he's riding on the gurney that they got her in on. And he's got a whole thing of like whiskey or vodka, and he's like just chugging it, and then he pours it on her fucking wound, and they're like, "Sir, you can't do that." And he's like, "Fix her, damn it!" Doing the whole old man Withers thing. He's like, "Fix her,
Fix her.
fix her."
But yeah, they eventually get her stabilized, and at this point, Drake has had enough with everything, so he calls for reinforcements, and he calls the people who are basically from the video game and the movie The Plague.
Rip and Grinder.
And these guys look like heavy metal armored bikers. Like, one guy literally had the face of like the Iron Giant. Like, he had that whole like open mouth, like that little slit, like a little, whatever.
And then the other guy looks like the fucking Black Knight from Monty Python.
So, yeah, you pretty much have Vin Diesel and Monty Python, going right up on this fucking hospital. But while that's going on and they're, like, strapping on to, get on with whatever they're doing, Hobo is literally having this, like, big epiphany about, like, oh, well, he goes to the NICU, or the, not the NICU, the newborn area where they hold him. And he's just looking at the babies, just like, having this montage in his head of like, what have I done with my life? I really fucked up. I hope none of y'all do the same thing. I hope none of y'all have to do what I deal with.
Yeah, and he's like, basically, if you're lucky, you'll be better than anything I've gone through, and pretty much just telling like that they need to get out of the town and make something of themselves. Otherwise, you'll wind up like a hobo with a shotgun, and that's
Pretty
where we
much.
get like the movie title. But the way he says it, it doesn't come off cheesy because like most people try to shoehorn like movie titles in and everything, and it's like, come on. But this was like really a great fucking like.
It's a great delivery because you feel like he doesn't want anybody to be who he is. So it's like, don't become a hobo with a shotgun, because that's pretty much him self-realization. Like, okay, I've really fucked up to be at this point.
Yeah, I'm no better than anybody at this point,
Yeah.
but I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
So he tells Abby he's got to finish his work, right? So the plague start wrecking ass in the hospital. Dude, they come in with those fucking harpoon guns. They shoot these motherfuckers and then shoot the rope into the ceiling, and they're hanging people like this.
It's like fucking walking through a haunted like house. Like, so they have like the little cadavers just hanging from the ceiling and shit. That's pretty much what it was.
The only plague I see in here are your ceilings. They need to be fixed.
Need to be retiled.
Yeah.
This is such a nuisance.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah.
Shoot.
You need to call your roofer.
Oh, God.
This poor lighting in this hallway.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, though, because not only do they do that and then they capture the hobo, the fact that I remember, because when you watch it, you were like, dude, is that, because whenever the plague start driving out to get him, you're like, is that a coffin?
Yeah.
They're dragging a whole ass coffin behind their motorcycle.
Like fucking badasses.
Yeah.
But no, they use that coffin to put the hobo in. They drag him to fucking Ivan, and they're trying to figure out what to do with him. And yeah,
Random ass octopus that Ivan starts fighting off.
for what? I don't know. It's like some weird ass bukkake, scene or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's like,
Or fucking tentacle porn.
I don't know. Hobo's in like a cell or his coffin or whatever the fuck, and he's just peeking through this like eye slit, and Ivan just punching this giant octopus back into his prison cell, and you're just like, is this what we've become? Is this where we're at now? Did we run out of ideas for this movie? I don't think so.
Where did this octopus come from?
It came from under the sea.
Oh.
This is Canada, though, so you never know. There may be some mythical creatures up there we don't know about.
Yeah, like what?
I don't know.
No, that's Alaska. Never mind.
Life-size octopi.
Radiated beavers. Zombievers.
Zombie moose.
Yeah.
That's what I think is in Canada, is zombie moose.
Yeah, we have some pretty strange creatures, but they're just as strange, if not stranger.
But we love the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so during all this shit, Abby comes to, and she winds up breaking into that same pawn shop that the hobo got his gun from earlier. And she starts assembling, like, so many fucking weapons, dude. Like, she breaks off the ass end of a lawnmower and makes, like, this fucking shield that has, the mower blades on it.
I can feel the hobo just cringing and crying as he felt that, oh, not the lawnmower.
Not the lawnmower. Not the lawnmower. Please, anything but that. You've
Why, Abby?
Why?
You're tearing me apart.
Yeah, you're tearing it apart, Abby. So she does that. She saws off the handle of the shotgun and basically duct tapes an axe to the ass end of this thing. So, wow, what a weapon. Then she gives us a giant, like, emboldening speech to the homeless people and
The town people.
Together, where she's basically like, how about we start showing this a goddamn respect? This is their house. This is, their life, blah, blah, blah.
It's like, they're not homeless. They actually have a home.
Yeah, and we're in it every day.
And we're fucking it up.
Final showdown, because Drake has got this giant crowd gathered up to witness the plague kill the hobo. And it's like stacks of people. It looks like it's at this abandoned parking garage, like that's looking outward into an alley or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
This is where, we keep saying this is where the movie gets batshit crazy, but goddamn, the movie just keeps getting more and more batshit crazy. I mean, what else is there to say other than Hobo is in the same manhole rig from Like they had the one guy in earlier in the movie. Abby shows up with this fucking mower blade, and she tells Drake to kill Ivan, because Drake is like, oh, I'm going to put a show on. Yeah, you won't kill your own son to put on a show for these people. Oh, yeah, try me. He fucking shoots him.
Well, didn't the plague say something at one point before he shot him?
Pretty much.
He looked at the plague, and he said something. He's like, click. Nah, I'm going to do it. And just does it.
Plague just looks at him. You're a fucking pussy if you don't do this.
Basically.
Oh, I don't want to be a pussy. Hang on. Fucking kills his own kid.
Because, he was the lesser of the two sons.
Exactly. Yeah, we forgot to mention that Slick was his favorite son, not Ivan.
Yeah, because he always called Ivan a moron. It's like, you got the looks, but you're still an idiot. You don't have the chops for this, son. But yeah, so fucking Abby goes toe-to-toe with the plague.
She kills one of them.
But her hand, gets fucked up, I think, at one point. I forgot what happened.
No, the other dude, she kills one of the plague, and I want to say Rip is the one that she didn't kill. So Rip fucking knocks the mower blade shield off of her hand, and it's going 90-0, and he's going to shove her face into it.
Oh, that's right.
She's trying to block it, so her hand gets all mangled up, to the fucking wrist and forearm.
Yeah, because all you see is the bone and, part of the muscle sticking out, right?
Yeah, and she stabs the fuck out of Drake with it.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of times. Oh, it makes me hurt, dude.
That adrenaline must have been, hardcore pumping, because she did not flinch the whole entire time. Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, when she stabs him, the Rip says that she's got to join the plague now because he's been usurped, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that happens, the fucking cops show up to shoot the hobo. And so the citizens and the cops are at a fucking standoff because the citizens pull their guns on him.
Yep.
The hobo walks over to where Drake is because he's crawling away. And I mean, the movie just kind of abruptly ends because Hobo winds up blowing Drake's head off with a shotgun. The cops blow him away. The citizens kill all the police officers, and Abby's just fucking screaming bloody murder in the background. And it just freeze frames, and that's it.
Let's not forget how Abby gets Hobo out of the ground.
Yeah, because she saves him he's like, pull my hair. What? He's like, pull my hair. That ain't gonna fucking work.
Not as dirty as it sounds. But no. Pulls him up just enough to where she can jab her bone of her wrist into the manhole and just flip it open. I'm like, wow, no. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, that shit makes me hurt so bad just even remembering it. And
But yeah, all we get is the freeze frame at the end of just the shotgun.
Yeah, and dead hobo face.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's Hobo with the shotgun. God, Jesus Christ. I need to
recoup.
Yeah, I need to recoup for a minute. Let's if you're listening to this on Podcoin, you could be getting paid.
How have you not done this by now?
I mean, we only talk about it every week.
At least.
Yeah. And for those of you that are listening on Podcoin, thank you so very much.
You're getting paid.
That's it. All that money. But if you want to get paid to listen to us on Podcoin, sign up at podcoin.com and use our offer code SUPERPOD to get 300 Podcoins on us. What do these Podcoins do?
You get gift cards from a variety of retailers.
Yeah.
Or you can be awesome and donate to charities. Because, why the fuck not?
Either way, you're winning.
Audibly and financially.
You're by winning. You win here.
By winning.
You win here and you win there.
So listen to Jim Varney. Go listen to Podcoin, bitch.
Jim Varney and Charlie Sheen put together. I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
I'm Bob's by winning.
Bitch. Also, it's an app. It's not even just a website. It's an application. You can get it in the Apple Store or you can get it on Google Play, and it's all free.
So go apply yourself to this app.
And get the Podcoin.
Yes. Bitch.
Yeah, and while you're there, check out some friends of ours from the Big Heads Media Podcast Network, Quiz and Hers.
In 1957, Laika became the first animal to orbit Earth. What kind of animal was Laika?
What is the only team in the Big Four North American sports leagues which shares its name with one of the Avengers?
And here's one more question for you. Are you the type of person who enjoys playing trivia games, learning new things, and having a bit of fun along the way?
If you are, or if you just want to find out the answers to those other questions, then our podcast, Quiz and Hers, might be right up your alley.
Each week, one of us writes new trivia questions for the other person, covering everything from science to history to pop culture to sports.
And every question in a game relates to some theme, like Game of Thrones,
Internet memes,
sandwiches,
or animals in space.
Some of the themes make more sense than others.
So if you like trivia, learning, or real couples testing each other's knowledge and patience, check out our podcast, Quiz and Hers, part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network.
Quiz and Hers, the trivia podcast where we test each other's knowledge and the strength of our relationship.
There's a pop quiz after every episode,
Pop quiz, hotshot.
so be prepared.
What do you get when you cross? When you, what do you get when you cross? Danny Trejo with gardening tools.
Machete.
Yeah.
Woo! I had to think about that one for a second.
God damn. Look, okay, let's just jump into this motherfucker,
I
okay?
don't know why I thought you said let's jizz into this.
Let's
motherfucker.
just jizz into this motherfucker. Let's jizz right into it, okay?
Just white knuckle it in there.
White fuckle. It's white fuckle.
God.
So Machete was once again another one of these films that was born out of a Grindhouse trailer that was shown in the movie Grindhouse.
Yes.
This was probably the most popular of the trailers that happened, though.
Because Danny Trejo.
Yeah, and I mean, goddamn, the trailer for the movie was insane. Like, this was the movie I was instantly sold on whenever they were like, "Hey, we're actually gonna make this."
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking in. I am all the way in, and we'll kind of like, because this movie was a little long, like. From what it was like an hour and 45 minutes. And I say that's long. We've sat through what, like fucking 3-hour films like Endgame and shit like that. And it doesn't even long, but
It don't even feel like that long.
no, but it just feels like a shit ton of exposition. And I don't know. I think there are so many subplots in this movie that could have been like maybe trimmed down a bit. But I mean, to just
Machete trim. Psst.
yeah, exactly. But it jumps in Mexico. Machete is a Mexican federale, and he's got a younger partner, and they're trying to rescue this kidnapped chick. But when he gets to where this girl is, he tries to rescue her, but he gets fucking stabbed in the leg, and the girl gets killed anyway because she was a pawn, and Machete winds up just getting betrayed by his chief, and he betrays him over this fucking drug lord, Torres, who is a former federale himself, which is Steven Seagal. He kills his wife in front of him, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill your daughter," and he fucking burns the house down and leaves his ass for dead. And
So we feel like it's like the Punisher, but in Mexico.
kind of, dude. And you know what? That would be a fucking excellent, like, weird. Okay, I say like the what if versions of Marvel.
You know, quite honestly, if I put Danny Trejo in the Punisher costume, but with a taco or burrito instead of the skull.
Dia de los Muertes skull.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. Like a fucking Day of the Dead skull. But dude,
El Punisher.
he's got a taco company, and I really want to fucking try it.
Mm-hmm. Just drive a taco truck all the way from California to here.
No, if he is the Punisher, he drives a food truck. You know how the Punisher has like this big fucking mech tank in the comics and shit? Let Danny Trejo just drive a decked out food truck, and he just launches like the hottest hot sauce in the world.
Dude, he's like Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
Ha. Like, this is going to happen now artistically.
just have his head on the top, on fire, spinning in circles.
Yes. You're welcome.
You got a problem? Like, what? Let's talk about it. Just starts fucking massacring motherfuckers, dude.
Squirting hot sauce in her.
He's the Mexinator. Like, please, God.
He doesn't have shotgun shells. He has taco shells.
Yes. Oh, my God. I fucking love Danny Trejo so much. But anyway, yeah, so 3 years later, he's just basically kind of roaming around Texas doing like yard work and this, that, and the other, just getting by. Well, Michael Booth, who is a businessman, tracks Machete down and he's like, hey, John McLaughlin, who's played by Robert De Niro, is a Texas state senator. He's basically like sending all these illegals out of the country, which basically makes his business stop because his business runs on illegals that come in and do all the work and shit like that. Now, while all this has happened, this chick named Sartana, who's an immigration officer, is spying on Machete. There is an illegal border operation led by Von Jackson, who is Don Johnson, who kills motherfuckers at the border on Senator McLaughlin's behalf.
Right.
Machete has a friend that runs a taco truck or a food truck called Luz, who is played by Michelle Rodriguez. Who is, and there's so many subplots here, guys, who is also rumored to be the chick named She, who is a Mexican warrior who has led like a ton of people in revolutions and all this other shit like that. Anyway, long story fucking short. Which a funny sequence is that Machete does this fucking street fight and makes like $500 doing it. Doesn't even spill his taco. He's beating the fuck out of, he doesn't even really beating the fuck out of this guy. This dude just swings at him and breaks his fucking arm on a pipe. Machete gets $500 because he's a badass.
All while eating his burrito.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking great. But, no, Booth picks him up and offers him $150,000 to kill McLaughlin. And basically he's like, dude, I'm going to kill you if you don't fucking do it. You got no choice. But what made me laugh is the fact that Machete just takes the most smooth fucking swig of tequila I have ever seen in any fucking movie. You would fucking think that anybody else would gag doing this. He just takes a sip and he's just like, get someone else. And you're just like, God, you fucking rough, hard son of a motherfucker.
I mean, Danny Trejo's a rough butt bitch, dude. He's awesome, though.
Hell yeah. And then he's getting all these guns, and Booth has shown him all these weapons, and he's all like, this gun could shoot a pecker off a mosquito from 1,000 yards away. What?
If anything, these two films have some great lines.
Oh, yeah. I realize I'm kind of skipping through some of the meat of this shit, but there's a lot of this is just a setup for the meat of the film.
Right.
So April calls Booth.
Of the burrito.
Yeah, exactly. So April calls Booth, who is his daughter, played by Lindsay Lohan. Yeah. And she is just a grade A fuck up, just like she was in real life at this point. Which I think that was the appeal of casting her in this, is that they kind of knew that she was a little bit of a fuck up. I was say a lot of a fuck up, but
I mean, every film that I can recall with her in it, she's the same character. This whiny teenage brat. Freaky Friday, she's a whiny teenage brat. Fucking Mean Girls, she's a whiny teenage brat. This film, she's a fucking whiny teenage brat.
with a coke problem.
With a coke problem, which led up to her demise.
Yeah, exactly.
And now this chick has it's like a reality show, or she had one pop up here recently, like on an island of hers.
Yeah, she's apparently living somewhere like overseas, to starting like a nightclub or something.
And I'm like,
shit.
how are you still relevant?
I mean, if she's doing better, good for her, honestly. Like, I'll say that much. Like, you may have ruined your...
as a human being, great, do you, but at the same time, it's like, nobody cares about you.
Yeah, give it up a little bit. Just do your own thing and stay quiet.
Tone down the coke.
So, Machete winds up giving Luz a gun, because Senator McLaughlin... the Senator McLaughlin rally happens, but he gives her this gun, like, at the taco truck, and he's like, this is to protect your people and all this other shit, because he knows who she is. So he goes to this McLaughlin rally. Well, he goes to shoot McLaughlin, but it's basically a giant setup by Booth as a false flag, because in reality, Booth is working with McLaughlin to try to pretty much create a public support for his secure border campaign.
Right.
By saying that a Mexican tried to assassinate your fucking beloved Texas state senator.
Which they led to this whole ruse about how he got shot and he's just crippled from the whole experience, and that makes everybody just
sympathetic.
Our senator's been shot by these, beaners. Oh my god, we should hate him now.
Yeah, I mean they say all kinds of fucked up racial slurs, and actually in both of these fucking movies, but this one was pretty goddamn racist as shit.
Yeah.
So the cops take Machete. And this was a funny goddamn scene. When he's in the back of that cop car and he's basically trying to escape, he fucking takes a machete from the back of the car, stabs the dude driving through the back, and proceeds to twist the blade and control the guy's arm steering the fucking car, which crashes into this fucking, like, side of this building and flips the car or whatever. It was just... The fucking shit in this movie is just over the top.
It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots with cops. Just,
Right? But then Booth basically tells Torres about the assassination plans, and then Torres is like, sees a picture of him on this fucking, web screen. He's like, oh, fuck.
You fucked up.
Yeah, you done fucked up. We know who this is.
That's Machete.
Yeah, Machete don't play. Machete don't even text.
He's ex-federale.
He gonna fuck you up.
And then Booth's like, how the fuck do we not know this shit?
Right? Because...
Extensive background checks on people. Come on. We're in America.
Yeah. That would cost money, though.
Oh, that's
Come on
true.
now.
That's diverting from their wall. You're right.
Exactly.
Which is kind of weird, like how this movie portrays what Donald Trump is doing now.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, just even though that it's in Texas alone, but that's the impression I got, like, rewatching this years later. This movie is still fucking relevant, goddammit.
It's like our prediction of what's going to happen.
Yeah. And can we just point out that Robert De Niro does a really good job of playing a hick-ass Texan?
Yeah.
Like a typical hick-ass Texan, which is funny because in the movie, even that is an act. Because when he talks normally, he just talks like Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
But then whenever he gets on camera,
It's like,
he's Senator McLaughlin.
my fellow Texans. We got to kill these beaners.
What a dick.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking calling him that and shit, man. What an asshole.
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
But anyway, so Machete's in the hospital, obviously, from the wreck and shit. And he had gotten his ass beat a little bit.
A little bit.
This might have been one of the funniest fucking sequences in this whole fucking movie, okay? So the henchmen all come back to kill him, right? Man, he slaughters the ever-loving fuck out of them with, like, surgical knives. Hell, the scene where he fucking slices the one dude's stomach and swings from his entrails to the fucking the next floor down.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he's like, he is the Mexican Terminator.
I'm telling you.
I mean, seriously.
And after all this shit happens, he gets picked up on the street by Luz, or she.
By her.
Yeah, exactly. And she brings him to her house. And I think it's funny because, like, she's telling him to rest up, and she cracks a fucking egg and puts it under the bed. Like, I guess to signify this is when it's going to be morning because his egg's going to be cooked. Either that or it's that goddamn hot outside, dude. You crack an
I
egg.
would say both. When it's sun up, it's sunny side up. Yeah.
True.
But yeah, now we have yet another film with a reference to eggs. For the umpteenth time, the egg is all powerful. The egg is everlasting. The egg shall never crack.
But then she cracks the egg.
Yeah. But yeah, he wakes up the next morning and he looks under the bed and he's just like, yep, it's
Well-
cooked. It's cooked.
Oh, los huevos cooked. Like, all right, cool.
Make it for my burrito.
Shit. Yeah, and during all this shit, Sartana finds out that Machete is ex-Federale. And then Booth is informed that Machete has escaped. So, yeah, they go looking. And they go where the food truck location is, like the like Booth's people go do that.
Right.
And some poor bastard son of a bitch local rats out their location.
And we basically get a Chuck Norris Invasion USA scenario where they just basically go and crowd this guy's house, try and get him to come out, kill him.
Dude, the way he kills these fuckers, though.
He kills the first guy at the door, fucking surviving edge weapon style, shoves the fucking machete, like, in his, throat?
Yeah, through the door.
Yeah, through the fucking door.
The knife culture has returned.
Be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And then he stabs the other dude in the eyeball with a fucking drill bit
Oh, God.
and a corkscrew.
Yeah. And then he fucking shurikens a thermometer in one dude's neck.
And this is where he just the guy outside just throws a fucking bomb through the window.
Yeah, just a C4 brick and just boop. There you go.
Bye.
But what was fucking hilarious?
Yeah, Danny Trejo had jumped out the window by this point.
He basically did Chuck Norris.
He fucking yeeted himself out of there.
No, what was fucking hilarious was the dead body with the thermometer flew in the air off screen, and you saw like a brief glimpse of it, and it falls to the streets, and I see the thermometer just.
Yeah, it lands on Sartana's car. But it makes me laugh. Like when you see it flying through the air, it's like the sequence in Christmas Vacation when the fucking sewer treatment or the sewer blows up and the fucking Santa Claus just launches. It just fucking yeets itself into the sky. Man, that fucking thermometer in the neck gag was amazing. 'Cause she gets freaked out. She's like, ah, fucking like backs up and drives away and shit.
Yep.
Picks Machete up. And she's like, dude, the fuck? Like, she's just pretty much just like, there's piles of bodies everywhere, and you were at the epicenter of it. But I need you to help me advance my career. I'm tired of busting like small timers and food truck people.
Mexican smiles as bodies pile.
Dude, I'm telling you, Trejo is like, Danny Trejo is in a vehicle with a hoe.
Yeah. Not one hoe. Well, yeah, one hoe. He would be Trejo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, he kind of does. Yeah, never mind.
If Danny Trejo is all about like saving the forest, is he Danny Trejo?
He's saving his own forest, his own tree.
That's it. That's it.
But yeah,
it's Danny's tree.
Ho. Yeah. So yeah, Sartana brings her to
her fucking house.
Yeah, and she's basically trying to explain to him, like, in order to get anywhere, you need evidence, basically. So Machete's like, okay, I'll deal with this myself. I'll go straight to fucking Booth's house, his fucking mansion.
Oh, they called in Tom Savini at one point too.
Yeah.
To kill, like, as a hitman. But yeah, holy God, this is funny as shit.
But wasn't this where we meet Padre?
A couple scenes later.
Okay.
Because Sartana basically offers Machete a green card in exchange for helping her to get all this shit. Basically, like, to help her, like, bust this case open.
Right.
And so they've hired Tom Savini, who is a hitman in this movie. Luz is alive from the explosion, and she winds up unveiling her whole weapons cache. And Sartana shows up and basically
busts them, basically.
Yeah, but she winds up letting them go because she realizes, hey, we're all in this shit together. Which Luz reveals, like, who the network are and all the enemies and all these other people. And that's when Machete goes to church and meets one of our favorite characters in this fucking
Church Marin.
I love Cheech/Church Marin so fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, he has recorded every confession that Senator or that Booth has made.
Mm-hmm. But who has these confessions?
Padre.
Yes. But yeah, so they have this whole, like, okay, I need help situation, and he basically shoos Machete out. He's like, no, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me killed, so you need to leave. And he's like, well, I'm borrowing your car.
Yeah, he just fucking takes his goddamn car. And
He takes his fucking hearse.
It's a fucking hearse, dude.
He's coming to hearse you.
Yeah, Hearst Bigelow. Oh, shit.
So what we get is basically he pulls up to Booth's mansion, and he ends up finding the garage area, and he finds, like, gardening tools. He finds, like, a pickaxe and a fucking weed eater. And he just walks up to the two bodyguards in the front of the door and is like, oh, you must be the help. Go right in. And Machete is just, like, deadpan, just like,
yeah, I'm the new gardener.
yeah.
Which funny because the two inept motherfuckers are sitting there and they're just like, they just hire anybody, don't they? Like that guy could be, somebody that's not even a gardener, and they're totally like breaking fourth wall. They're being very meta at this point. And at that moment, that's when they turn around and realize what the hell's going on. The Machete just like beats the shit out of him. He doesn't kill him.
He fucking throws the pickaxe at one dude.
Yeah, hits him in the head with it or something. And he fucking like weed eats the dude like in the hand and in the cheeks and shit.
Yeah, because he kept trying to reach his gun and he was like, it's like, God damn, that fucking hurts.
It's pretty damn funny.
But yeah, he does it a couple times, beats him in the face, and then knocks him out, ties him up, puts him into the bushes next to him, and he ends up.
Before you say this, I want to point out this piece of development that leads into this.
Yeah.
So earlier, when Booth is sitting at the dinner table after he rescues April, he's sitting there with April and then June, his wife, and April's like, "Yeah, Dad, like I'm a web girl, blah blah blah. My fans want this, and this. This is what they pay me for, blah blah blah." And June is like, not her. June is her stepmom.
Yeah.
So like June has like this whole like rich, spoiled, like I married this man for money attitude, and April is just a fucking web girl. She's a sex worker, and her dad disapproves heavily.
Right.
So keeping that in mind, this happens.
He ends up.
Yeah, Machete.
Yeah. He ends up walking by the pool, and you see the two of them, June and April, just filming themselves just naked, basically. They're just in the pool just wandering around and shit.
Yeah, because the stepmom's like, June's like, "Oh, I don't know about this," and April's just like, "Oh, this is what my fans want." She's basically shooting a fucking like
Webcam
like stepdaughter video.
Blech. But he walks by and he looks and it's like, "Oh, hey," I forget what they called him, but anyway, she coaxes him into the pool.
Yeah, that's not the normal guy, is it?
Yeah.
No, but he's cute.
Basically, he walks into the pool and they have this like really weird ass makeout session with the camera.
Machete, 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 machete. That fucking music, dude. Machete, 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 machete.
That's what his dick was saying when it was like machete, machete.
No,
machete.
it was underwater. It was
So yeah, he gets them like piss ass drunk to where they pass out, and he puts them in the back of the fucking hearse. Goes back inside and grabs all of the evidence he can find on Booth, and he ends up grabbing the camcorder and writing down on there is like, "Watch me," and he puts in this little box, basically a little chest thing, just to leave for Booth to find. Which we all know what's going to happen with this part,
and it's great.
Yeah. And I think they grab, he grabs one of the discs and tries to open it, and it's like, well, it's password locked, so he couldn't know how to figure it out.
Yeah, like they go, excuse me, they, while that happens, yeah, because he goes to Sartana with all that shit. Now, McLaughlin's in the hospital recovering from his leg injury or whatever.
Leg injury.
Yeah, exactly. And then they go back to Sartana, where she's like, where have you been? I've texted you. Machete, don't text.
Machete, machete, machete.
Yeah, machete, machete, machete. But yeah, that's where they open the files up. You're right. And it's like code encrypted or something.
Yeah, because they're like, realize, it could be April's name for some reason, because like he loves his daughter. So he types in April, and he's like, well, that's not it. So while Sartana is literally giving shots from a glass pistol of tequila, he's like, I love April. And it opens up, and you get to see all the fucking dirt on what Booth is doing. The whole confession, everything. The wall that they're trying to build, and Sarah McLachlan.
In the eyes of
The Padres.
The Padres, yeah.
Senator
In the
McLachlan.
arms of the Padres.
I'm like riding on like so much brain, like a little bit of brain power. So I'm just like, whatever, let it flow.
That's so funny.
Senator McLachlan.
No, Sarah. It is Sarah McLachlan.
Okay, so
now.
he is Sarah McLachlan. Okay,
Yeah.
Robert De Niro as Sarah McLachlan. Whatever.
Okay.
So there's this video that they find of him on the border shooting fucking Mexicans. And this is pretty much everything that Sartana needs to like bust everything.
Yeah, I mean, but before that happens, dude, and it's so fucked up too because like all that shit is just like before we get into that, they kill Padre.
After Machete delivers both the bimbos.
Yeah, it's so fucked up, dude. Oh no, I forgot. Von Jackson shows up and shoots Luz in the eye.
Yeah, and we all thought she was dead at one point.
Yeah. The Savini, the guy that they hired as the hitman, they infiltrate the church and they crucify Padre, but not after he
blows the hell out of 2 or 3 of them.
To Ave Maria. It's so funny. Like you just hear Ave Maria playing in the background, all
dual wielding fucking 20 gauge shotguns, just walking around, just commando style, just
commando.
Judge Commando.
VJ Padre on the microphone.
But yeah, he tucks and rolls and shoots fucking 2 or 3 of them, and then there's one point where he's hiding behind a pillar. And he's like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. So he crosses behind his back to the shotguns and shoots them at different angles and blows their heads off. I'm like, holy shit, fucking Cheech Marin.
Hell yeah.
Dude's a badass.
Yes, he is.
But then, homeboy crucifies him and Booth walks up trying to, find out where Machete is. And he's like, he is everywhere. Just hammers a fucking nail into his hand and the cross. Fuck. Not realizing that there's a camera pointing straight down on Booth during the whole entire time that's happening.
Yeah, because when Sartana and Machete go to the church, they find Padre dead, crucified, and Sartana's the one that notices the cameras. So that is where I think they pick up where you were talking about how
Sarah McLachlan was shooting.
Yeah, because Sartana wanted to bring all this evidence to her boss, but come to find out her boss is in on it too. So she goes, what's the fucking company? Because Machete texts Booth and he's like, you just fucked with the wrong Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
And Booth tells Torres about the files and all this shit. And he's like, oh, you're fucked now. Yeah, I told you. I tried to fucking tell you. Forgot about all this shit too. Machete does go back to the house and he winds up killing all the guards except for the other 2 people that he fucking messed with earlier.
It was so fucking great whenever he had the shears.
Oh yeah.
And he shoved it in one dude's neck. He's like, oh nope, I quit.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this, I'm gone. I watched that and I was like, yeah, that would be me too. I'd be like, no, fuck this. I'm not having Danny Trejo kill my ass.
Why would you piss off a man with a fucking vendetta from Mexico?
Yeah, just don't do it.
No.
Just don't.
Even if it's Danny Trejo, don't fuck with him.
Don't fuck with Danny Trejo anyway. But still. No, and but yeah, Sartana goes and she brings it to this this news company called Exactamundo, which they go to the McLaughlin meeting that happened, or the Sarah McLaughlin meeting that happened. So,
and he puts on his show about him being crippled and shit, and he walks downstairs all
dude, they're milking the fuck out of this shit too.
Because it was funny because as soon as they announced him, he was standing straight up and he's like, "Don't forget your cane."
Oh yeah,
fuck.
Don't forget your hat.
And he's just stumbling down the stairs, and then there's one reporter from Excommunicado was like, "So can you tell us about this wall that you're building, or this point where you're killing Mexicans?" And they have a monitor that shows all the shit, and they're exposing him the entire time.
Yeah, as this, because it's a live press conference, so as this is happening, Exactamundo is actually airing every bit of the dirty laundry, including McLaughlin and Von Jackson together on the border murdering people.
So what does he do? He just wobbles himself. Wobbles.
Bitch. He fucking hobbles away.
And, him and
Get
Booth.
murders.
Yeah. Murders.
Yeah. Bob's murders.
And he gets in the car with Booth and he just throws his cane. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I ain't doing this ruse anymore. Everybody's fucking exposed me already. So they get further down the road and I forget what Booth says at this point, but he's basically saying you fucked up. Everything's done for. We can't get this shit done. And fucking McLaughlin just point blank shoots him in the chest right there in the fucking car.
Yep.
And the fucking the limo driver looks and he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of this car.
And you just see him just running down the street He's doing that whole bit with that one guy from the Derek Savage video. Just, But yeah, he gets out. He chases a taxi down, gets him out of the car, and he takes off in the fucking taxi. And Booth sitting there on the ground just dying.
Yeah.
And who comes up from behind? Machete.
Machete. That'd be funny if they just played it before he showed up.
El Halloween.
Yeah.
I want to see him as like Michael Myers.
From John Carpenter. Machete. Halloween. Not Halloween, but Halloween.
Maxoween.
Yeah. You live by the blade. You die by the blade.
You die by the burrito.
Machete. Machete. God damn it. John Carpenter.
Fantastic.
Oh,
So that's two.
fan casting.
Yeah, that's two different roles that he's going to be played in now.
Yes,
Excellent job, Brain.
that's it. Machete shows up and Booth's dying, and he's like, wait, this like Booth kind of gives him some last minute information that is very pertinent to the situation. Where are my wife and daughter? And he just looks and he's just like, with God. And of course, Booth thinks that he's saying they're dead.
Yeah, but
He fucking dies.
we get to the scene where April and June finally wake up from their fucking tequila storm, and June's like, where's Booth? I gotta get a. And it has a phone call that just randomly pops up in the church that they're staying at, and all you see is April just kind of wandering around like, oh, well, what's this? And she sees this fucking nun garb, and you hear June in the background is like, oh my God, they killed your dad.
Yeah, because she gets a phone call from I don't remember who she gets a phone call from. Now I feel stupid.
I don't remember either. Like, I thought it was like just a random phone in the church, but I think it's their cell phone that they had. But yeah, like the whole entire time that June was just like losing her shit a little bit here and there, April was just staring at this garb, and she just had this revelation just all of a sudden about, oh, I know what to do now.
I'm gonna get nunchucks.
Fuck.
Foreshadowing.
Much.
Anyway, so basically with all the secrets that are out, giant fucking war starts brewing up because Machete and the network are starting to kind of put stuff together, and Sartana is gathering more help. And she's like, we didn't cross the border
Border
crossed
crossed
us.
us.
Like, what the fuck? These are some just great lines in these movies. Torres winds up kidnapping Sartana. Then Von Jackson winds up about to live execute McLaughlin on television. Like everybody's turning on everybody.
Yeah. Plot twists.
Yeah, exactly. So Machete and the network show up to this area they have him held at, and then just war and all kinds of spit and ass everywhere just happens. Like it's just
It's the lowrider stroll up, basically, because like literally all you see are these like souped up cars with the hydraulics all low to the ground, just riding up.
This is what happens if there's a Grindhouse version of Too Fast, Too Furious.
Exactly.
Everybody just fucking shows up.
And Vaughn and them was like, hold the line, and everything. And then
The Fast and the Frijoles.
oh god, the fat and the frijoles.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy frijoles.
Exactly.
They launch a fucking missile into the gate, busting it open. Then they launch another missile at the tower that had like, I guess like an assault rifle sniper dude or something. And they all ride in, and literally all hell breaks loose at this point. Just random shit starts happening. One part where this truck does a hydraulic jump in the air and crushes a guy under its tire.
It was so awesome.
You see him just like, ah!
And what's really hilarious? They put the fucking Wilhelm scream from Star Wars in that bitch.
I noticed that too. And then out of nowhere, you see an ambulance pull up, and it's like the three nurses pop up, and here's Luz with her fucking like Kill Bill eye patch.
And she's turned into she finally.
Yeah.
And dude, oh man.
She just, goes to town on these fuckers.
And I love it because everybody kind of gets their own vengeance here. Now, while all this is happening, she drives a vehicle into the little part that McLaughlin is in. And she tells him, she's like, dude, you fucked up. It's either you join the fight with us or everybody's going to turn on you. So he basically is like, well, I guess I'm Mexican now. So he joins the fucking fight, puts a poncho on and a fucking hat, and starts shooting against his own people. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, what the fuck?
Just random.
Well, he winds up running into April, who shows up in full nun garb and shoots him in the chest.
Yeah, let's examine that for a second. So, Lindsay Lohan's character, who is this dumb webcam bimbo, suddenly has a god-like flashback realization, puts on a nun garb, has these fucking magnum, like this large-ass fucking magnum, and just rides up and says, you know what? I'm doing this for God.
She's a nun with a gun, dude.
Yeah. Nun gun.
Telling you.
Just point blank shoots him in the fucking chest.
She's making everybody holy one day at a time.
Shit. I think that was the foreshadowing they were coming as like, I'm going to make everybody holy, literally.
She's
holes.
looking at people, don't cross me.
None of y'all got what I got.
Who are you? None your business. She just fucks him up 9 ways.
Webcam this.
Yeah.
This is what my fans want. My fans are God and Jesus.
I have the power of God and anime on my side. Ah!
Power of God and Tarantino on my side.
Oh, shit. Dude, no. She gets saved and she's the person that starts Christian Mingle.
Oh my God.
She still wants to do webcam shit, but it's Christian Mingle instead. Fuck.
Brought to you by Christian Mingle.
Crunchy. All right. So, God damn it.
But yeah, there's one part where Machete, has this freaking, like, was it like a 4 foot, 5 foot long machete blade?
Dude, it is huge. It's fucking so huge. It's great.
It's almost as tall as he is. And he just like cuts people up and shit like that. And then he gets to this one motorcycle. And he has this Gatling gun that he pulls off of one of the other vehicles and puts it on top. Hits a fucking ramp and like Michael Bay explosion in the back. Just drops down. And it's just so glorious, like how cheesy and yet so badass it is of him just shooting down like 20 people with like one Gatling round. Just
and that's one of the sequences they took from the original trailer they shot for this and put it in the movie. Like,
and it's so fucking fantastic.
Think about this. They based this entire movie
off of that
main key sequence and like a couple of other ones. Chef kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, so he mows those fuckers down. Then she winds up she kills Von Jackson.
Who? She.
Because he tries to drive off and she winds up getting in the back of his truck and then just blows his head clean off.
Fucking right.
Machete and Torres, okay? So this fight...
So confusing.
Yeah, and I mean, during all this skirmish, like this is where Machete was trying to get to save Sartana, and Torres, of course, Steven Seagal, mind you guys. So you got Danny Trejo and Steven Seagal in what is essentially like a battle of the old motherfuckers. And Jesus Christ, man, Steven Seagal just they threw him a bone by putting him in this movie, dude.
Just pause that for a second. I got a third role for Danny Trejo.
Okay.
He is Master Chief. And Cortana is Sartana. In the new video game, Hola.
Microsoft Taco.
But yeah, he's literally like the Mexican Master Chief, and Sartana is his conscience.
Well, if he's in the food truck, then he needs to be just Master Chef.
Master Chef, yeah.
Master Chef, Sartana, brought to you by Microsoft Taco.
In the new game, Hola.
Hola. Hola. Hola two. Hola dos. Hola tres. Hola cuatro. It just keeps going.
Machete, machete.
Machete, machete.
Well, no, it goes to the Halo thing. Like,
Yeah.
Machete, machete.
Hola. Hola.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
No, it's done on acoustics, like mariachi style.
Mariachi. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Like they had the Trump in the background.
Okay, so if Master Chief drinks Mountain Dew, what is his choice? Does
Tequila.
He drink, well, no, I mean if it's not going to be a hard drink, does he drink Squirt? instead of Mountain Dew? Does he drink Squirt?
No, he drinks like what's that drink? The Soul.
The beer, Soul.
I think it's beer. Yeah,
Yeah,
same thing.
dude. I swear to God, like this would be the fucking most badass shit ever. Please, somebody make this.
Danny, you need to market this shit. Like, you can be just so much more badass with just those 3 ideas that we gave you in the last hour.
Fucking hell. Anyway, he kills Torres, by the way. I mean, no surprise there. Kills the shit out of him.
Which, by the way, he
Doesn't kill the shit out of him, actually.
Torres is basically like this Mexican Chinese, like, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to pull off here, because he has this Japanese style garb with the katana looking, I guess it's a katana, or 2 of them basically. And they go head to head, slicing each other up, and then they lose 1 blade apiece. And then at one point, Machete stabs him in the gut, and he has this
Doesn't even phase him.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'll be fine for right now, but I got something to say.
It's like that sequence in Sin City when the dude gets the fucking arrow through his head, and he's just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So he builds this like whole speech about, yeah, I betrayed you. You did this for glory. I did this for power, or some shit like that. So he then decides to do seppuku on his ass and just like drives the blade even further, twists it, and shoves it to the side, and just kills himself.
Yeah, commits seppuku. He commits arakari, as Tommy Wiseau would say.
Seppuku.
So, I have to say something about Steven Seagal. The man has the exact same hair texture that Gene Simmons has, okay? Like, I would laugh my fucking ass off to see Steven Seagal portray Gene Simmons in a movie.
Just constantly...
With the Kiss makeup.
Constantly squinting the entire time. It's not the band Kiss, it's the band Squint.
Simmons Seagal. Like, just what the fuck?
Steven Simmons.
Steven Seagal. Any fucking way.
A fuck of seagulls.
Yeah, exactly. A fuck of seagulls.
Yeah.
Okay, so that all happens, okay? Everybody's like, oh, yeah, happy ending. They raise their fucking machetes and blades and guns into the air because Machete is now like this fucking... Icon. Him and she are both the like revolutionary leaders and all this other shit.
Viva la revolution.
Well, McLaughlin has survived because of a fucking bulletproof vest. So he takes off running along the border fence, which is really fucking hilarious. He's running along the border fence later in his garb, and he gets hunted down by his own fucking vigilante group that mistake him for being a Mexican, and they shoot him, and he falls into this electric fence, okay? And he falls into the electric fence from running from them, and he can't speak because he's been electrocuted, and they're like, oh, you can't speak English, and he's just like, oh, and they just blow him away. And it's funny because he dies with like this really weird shit-eating grin on his face. Like, oh, I've become what I have fought against.
Yep. For so long. Welcome to America.
Welcome to Uganda. After that, Sartana pulls Machete over on his motorcycle, and she's dressed all in this like shitty like leather-clad crap. Because like, let's just be honest, like Jessica Alba is just.
She went to Spirit Halloween and got this costume, was like, yep, I'm going to use this for the last scene, because that's just how bad it is.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, she ends up saying, you're a free man, what are you going to do now? And he's just like, I'm just going to ride.
Yeah.
And she gets on top of him.
On the bike.
Facing him, and just makes out with him while he rides away, which I don't know how he pulls that off, because, he's pretty much blocked his view. So he literally has to, like, kind of...
This can't be safe.
Yeah, maneuver his face while he's making out with Jessica Alba to drive a motorcycle.
And of course, we get like the ever classic credit sequence with
the teasers.
How they used to do way back in the day when they would already have fucking sequels announced and ready, even if they weren't even gonna make them.
Machete will return.
Machete kills, and Machete kills again. Like, yes. Which we've gotten one of those sequels. We are still waiting on Machete Kills Again in space. Please make it happen. Yeah, but that's Machete.
See, this is probably the hardest one for me to choose, because I love both of these films for so many reasons, and not one of them has really anything bad against it for me to be like, okay, this makes this one worse. Like, they're both over the top violence done very well. They have 2 badass people that portray each character very well. they have similar stories and shit like that. And it's just, I can't really choose. Like, it's so hard.
It's hard for me too, but if I I actually have I actually have a choice and I have reasons for it. I would choose Hobo with a Shotgun, honestly, because at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, they both have like comedic elements, but I feel like Hobo with a Shotgun had more of an umph to its story. Also, the fact that it was very much less cluttered and more to the point. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a little more to the point. I mean, I get Machete's supposed to be like fun-loving, over the top, this, that, and the other, but I feel like there was a lot of extra shit it could have done without. Like, they could have streamlined that movie a little bit more and probably made it a little bit more
Yeah, and I understand that. And
I think it's just pacing for me, honestly.
Yeah, I see that from your point of view, but like, that wasn't really much of an issue for me as much as it was for you, because like, I had so much fun watching both of these
I'm
films.
not saying it wasn't fun at all. I'm just saying this is just a critical standpoint. Now,
Right.
if it's coming from which one did I have the most fun watching, that's a real hard call. I
Yeah.
can't fucking really decide who I would pick for this one. I mean,
like, I had so much enjoyment with these films that it took away from me being that like nitpicky about it. So it kept me away from like declaring this one was bad because of this or this one was bad because of this. I get it. Both of these films are not made to be these like hellacious blockbusters that we see now. That's fine. But they're appealing to me and to him regardless because of just who are involved in these films. But like, I can't. I'm so torn between either tying them both as the winner or Machete just slightly being higher, like very, very slightly. Like, it's hard.
well, then I say we tie them both because like you want Machete and I want Hobo with a Shotgun. So I would say that they both like.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a fucking draw.
yeah, it's a draw. Shotgun versus Machete, both win.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even going to argue it because it's like, dude, I fully agree. Like, it was hard for me to even pick Hobo, but the only reason I picked it was just kind of based on not the how much fun did I have. It was just more of like, okay, if I have to pick, here's why I pick it for such and such reasons. But as far as the fun factor, Jesus Christ, if none of you have seen either of these films, Hobo with a Shotgun is like, it's on Tubi TV. It's on HBO, right? Not HBO. Hobo with a Shotgun is on, I think it's on Prime. It's on Tubi TV. Machete is on HBO and Cinemax right now.
Yeah, they played it a couple times.
You can rent it on YouTube. You can rent it on, HBO Go. Like, you can rent it on streaming services and shit like that. But man, just fuck, go watch them. They're fucking phenomenal movies. And what we liked about both of these was, I mean, Hobo with a Shotgun was made for like a $3 million budget, and Machete was made with like a $10.5 million budget. And I mean, you can tell with the production value of each one where the money went and everything. And of course, like, Machete's going to be the more over the top one because like Hobo with Shotgun's more of a grounded kind of story. You know what I mean? It doesn't take place like a bunch of different places.
Yeah, it's all in the same centralized location.
God damn, these movies are so enjoyable, dude.
Yes. Oh, I know.
That truck driver.
There goes
back
Machete.
There, he's going to serve out some.
No, that's Machete. He's literally just driving at Jessica Alba after how many years?
No, I don't know. He's still on the fucking boat.
Still making out with her.
Fuck.
What was that movie, like 2010 when they came out? 2011?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, goddamn. It's like almost a decade later. He's still driving that bitch around.
It's like, damn, he must be a hell of a kisser.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Shit. All right, man. So, I think everybody out there is going to be interested in this shit. So, okay. Next week, look, okay, we're not... Cody, believe it or not, contrary to belief, Cody and I are never out of material for this fucking podcast. There is always something to talk about. But
I mean, shit, I'm texting him left and right every day. He's like, dude, we got to do this.
yeah, exactly. So we've got shit lined up like through Christmas right now, but we definitely have shit lined up through 2020 as well. Next week, we're going to do something a little bit different than the norm. We have been talking about doing the sparkling water taste test / challenge. So we're going to actually get like LaCroix and put it, which we're not saying, oh, this is the best, we're going to put it up against. But no, we talk so much shit about LaCroix.
Fuck that.
We're going to take, I'm puking thinking about it. We're going to take at least 5 different popular brands of sparkling water, and we're going to put it to the test. You're going to hear our reactions here, but I think what I might do, or what we may try to do, is just get some footage of us tasting these anyway, just to put on the Facebook page or something, put on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But you can hear us, like, because we're going to go into detail, trust us, when we say we're going to be like, okay, this is this, this is this.
Yeah.
And you get to hear us cringe and react on, in real time. It's going to be kind of fun.
Not so much react, but more like shitting on.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So stay tuned for that. And then after that, look, this has been a long time coming too. DJ from The Untrained Eye. Look, he fucking tweeted us and was like, hey, I've got a suggestion for Cult Cinema Showdown in August. Can you make this happen? And he sends me a picture, and I'm sitting there going, dude, Cody and I are already on this shit. Like, we already have this planned for September, so you have nothing to worry about. Fucking Velocipaster, dude.
It is a pastor that transforms into a raptor. Yes, we know. We are on top of this because this is our level of what the fuck.
Yeah, so Velocipaster is this is going to be on the next Cult Cinema Showdown. Velocipaster is going to be going head to head with another Wolf Cop, which is the sequel to Wolf Cop that we covered last year on Cult Cinema Showdown, which went up against the Toxic Avenger. This is a movie that is continuing a story about a police officer that turns into a werewolf. So we've got 2 people, a man of the law and a man of the cloth, that turn into a fucking velociraptor and a werewolf. Long arms of the claw. I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, stay tuned for that shit. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Literally the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, the Fast and the Furriest.
Yeah. This should be the episode.
Yeah, I think so too. The Fast and the Fast and the Furriest. Yeah, that's got to be it. Okay. Yeah, doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so if you like what you hear and you want to just kick some bucks our way at your discretion, if you want to buy us a cup of coffee, or if you want to just kind of help out, in any way, shape, or form, go to coffee.com. That is ko-fi.com/Super Media Bros. You are able to donate to us at your own discretion, and there's no there's no obligation to do it monthly. You can just, if you feel like just saying, hey, whatever, here's like $2, throw it.
We couldn't even drink the cup of coffee that you buy us on the show and be like, hey, shout out, we're drinking your coffee.
Exactly. Thank you. Or if you would like to donate monetarily to us on a monthly basis, patreon.com/Super Media Bros. There's a $2 tier and a $5 tier. The $2 tier, you just contribute to the show and help us with production costs and show us your love and all that shit. The $5 tier will get you a sticker, a button, and a coaster, and also exclusive episodes.
Achievement unlocked episodes.
Yeah. Bloop. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/C/Super Media Bros Podcast. We finally got a fucking URL, a custom URL, because we finally passed 100 subscribers, which we'll be doing a drawing soon for that, because we promised a while back. Getting to 100, we'll send a prize package out to a random person. So once we get into our YouTube studio, once we've stayed at 100 subscribers for a while, we'll pick a winner. And
you'll be getting some luscious swag.
Yeah, it's going to be a t-shirt and our buttons and stickers and shit. So congratulations to whoever that's going to go out to.
You're the winner.
Yeah, you win.
Perfect.
Yeah. And if you would just like to buy merchandise, go to storefrontier.com, and that's all this shit's in the show notes below. Scroll down, click it, go do it.
We have shirts still in stock, just like Derek Savage still has movies in stock.
Yeah.
So we know we're better than he is, so buy her shit.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, just go buy it.
Yeah.
It's quality.
Don our apparel.
It's quality. We stress quality.
We stretch quality.
Exactly. Social media.
We got the Twitter.
Twitter.com/supermediabros supermediabros _. I read it out of order, so I'm getting it all fucked up.
That's my fault.
It's okay. It's all good.
We got the Facebook.
Facebook.com/supermediabros.
We got the grams of Instas.
Instagram.com/supermediabros podcast.
And, there are a lot of stupid pictures on there.
That you should look at.
And with one like at a time, you can help us create more stupid pictures.
1 like equals 1 create.
In the camera of a podcaster. Taking pics of these queers.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't be using that word.
Sarah McLachlan.
Senator Sarah McLachlan.
Paid for by Senator Sarah McLachlan.
She didn't want to keep the Mexicans out. She wanted to keep the pets in homes. Warm, cozy homes. With $1 a day.
You can help.
You can help do that.
You can help this poor bastard from getting shot up.
How do you think little Hank got where he is? Because of Sarah McLachlan.
That's right.
And now he's doing the same thing to all the good puppos and cattos and every animal. Because that good doggo is fighting for the Amazon right now.
Yeah, and again, we don't get political or any of that kind of shit on here, but if you can sign up and donate towards helping that out, because that is fucking unfortunate as shit that is happening right now.
Yeah, we need to conserve our nature, guys. Come on, like don't let all this beauty on all these gifts just go away. Because do something. I mean, we have to stand up for these things.
Yeah.
These animals have no way of doing it to themselves.
Yep. And then not to mention the fact that just the Amazon itself is basically the fucking backbone of our oxygen on this planet. So help us breathe. Help yourselves breathe. Let's, fight to save that motherfucker. It's been burning.
And like I said, if you like Little Hank, his music coming out, he apparently is making some new music, and all the proceeds that he's going to do is going towards that foundation to help them guys out with the Amazon rainforest and all the good animals in there.
Yeah, so if you want to donate and get something for it as well, just go visit It's Little Hank on Instagram and It's Little Hank on Twitter, and figure out and find out how you can help.
Yes.
Because he's got all that information on there. So, other than that, yeah, I think that's all I got for this week, dude. I'm ready as shit to drink that sparkly ass water. I am ready as shit to...
No, I'm ready for some coffee because, we have not gotten any donations for coffee yet.
This is true. We need coffee donations.
I'm just bullshitting, but, it'd be nice.
It's okay.
Where's my coffee?
It's over there in that coffee pot.
Are you still recording?
I'm still recording.
Oh, god damn it. Why did I cuss on screen?
It's okay.
I cussed on air, guys. I'm so sorry.
This has been episode 86, Cult Cinema Showdown 30. Until next time, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I've been Okami.
Shades on.
And we're off.